guided little butterfly. So you can take either one bolster, or if you like to have your head elevated a little, just take one of your blocks under your head. And then you can have a block and a bolster. You can do a little combo. Soles of your feet together, arms out wide. So press the bottoms of your feet together, little support on the sides of your knees, bolsters under your spine. Yeah. And however far away you want your feet, it doesn't really matter. If you want them more bent in, you're going to feel that more in your hips, in your adductors. If your legs are more out, like a diamond shape, it won't be as intense in the hips. So here's the thing, if you haven't done a yin style or restorative yoga class, we're in these asanas for about 3 minutes. So if you're already feeling a pretty intense stretch in your hips, not a good sign. You probably want to have something under your knees so that you're supported. Because the idea with the yin practice is that we're getting into those deeper, more subtle layers of the physical body. So letting the big muscles kind of get out of the way, moving into more of the subtle things like fascia. Okay? All right. So let's take a big breath in. Feel your rib cage expand, front to back, side to side. And then on your exhale, let everything settle down. Feel the weight of your head pressing into the bolster. Feel the heaviness of your elbows. Let your fingers naturally curl inward. For the next hour, your challenge is less on the physical realm and more in the vritti, the chatter, all that noise that happens upstairs all day long. The need to fix and figure, to take action. In this practice, we're asking the mind to be a little more still, not as still as meditation, but getting there. And for a lot of us, that's way more challenging than standing on one leg or stretching out our hamstrings. So during this hour, if you find yourself starting to get pulled into the mental chatter, come back to the simple stuff. The sound of your breath, the movement of your breath, the sensation of your body. Take your attention to your abdominal area. See how soft you can make it. Every exhalation, a softening, a release in your stomach. If it weren't so hot, I'd have you put a blanket over your vital organs. It really helps to give us a sense of security. But if you're 1,000 degrees like I am, a blanket probably doesn't stop it. So at the top of your practice this afternoon, set an intention. Maybe it's you're looking for a little more peace, presence, love, hope, joy, optimism, you name it. Just pick one. Silently repeat that intention to yourself a few times. I like the I am statement. So as you inhale, repeat the words I am. And on your exhale, that one characteristic, that one quality that just stood out to you. more breaths here. Start a little slow movement with your arms. So imagine making snow angels with your arms. Reach your arms out and then up overhead on your inhale. On your exhale, let your arms fall out and back down towards your thighs. Just move slow with your breath. Inhale your arms up and exhale your arms back down. A little change of direction. Now the arms straight, reach them up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, and then all the way up, biceps by your ears. Exhale, return the way you came. Bring your arms up and all the way back down. Again, a few slow movements like that. Letting your breath dictate how long it takes for your arms to reach up and how long it takes for them to come back down. Take your arms wide like a goalpost. Elbows wide, palms facing the ceiling. And just breathe here, letting the weight of your arms, the shape of the asana, your breath, full of gravity, do the work. And release your arms down by your sides, push down into the ground, and push yourself up to a seat. All right, next holding position. We're gonna have the bolster, just one of them, right under our pelvis. So lift your hips, slide the bolster right under your pelvis. We're not gonna hold this first one long because for some of us, it's a bit on your back. So extend your whole body out long at first. We'll just be here for about a minute. Press out through your heels, reach up through your fingertips. And again, close your eyes. You can do this whole practice with your eyes closed. Soften your face. Make some space between your earlobes and your shoulders. And feel, again, that whole breath, the front to back, side to side. Inhaling, everything expands. Exhale, gentle contraction. And one more full breath. And then bend your right knee. You got some options here. So decide what feels the best as far as an opening in the front of your left hip. So left hip, think about your hip flexors, maybe your quadriceps. So right foot could be on the floor, kind of close to the bolster, if that feels like it's doing something. If it's not, you can grab your right knee and hug it in towards you, extend out through your left heel. Remember, we're gonna be here for 3 minutes. And then the third option would probably be the most sensation, and that's taking what we call a half happy baby, where you reach up, grab the outside edge of your right foot, let your right knee come down, and you hold your right leg at about a 90. That's a lot for 3 minutes. So I'm gonna choose option B personally, but pick your poison and breathe. Notice what's trying to control, what's trying to tense, and then consciously relax that tension. As that busy mind tries to pull you into thoughts that have nothing to do with right now, see it as an opportunity. Mentally lasso it and bring it back in. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly re-extend your right leg straight, reach your arms overhead, take that full body stretch again. And then switch. Left knee hugs in, right leg, you choose where it's going to be. Down on the floor. If you've chosen the left leg in that half happy baby, just remember how long you're going to be here. Take 2 more deep breaths. Slowly release your left leg, extend arms and legs away from each other. And we're going to take a minute, just kind of letting that settle in. So slide your bolster down so it's under your knees. Take your arms wide, draw your shoulder blades towards your spine. Let your pinky toes naturally fall out to the sides, opening your hips a little bit. I'm just going to be here for a minute. Just notice what the fronts of the hips feel like now. Maybe you've created a little bit more space. Maybe it feels like an increase in your circulation. Maybe there's a heaviness. There's no right or wrong answer. definitely get ready to push yourself up to a seat. We're going to grab our bolster and come onto our right hip. And the bolster is going to be right under your rib cage, so you may want a blanket nearby for your head for this one. But this is a big side stretch, so I want you to consider the whole left side of your body is what we're focusing on in this one. Ideally, you've got your right arm under your head, but if that doesn't work, then fix it. So bolster is under your ribs. You can kind of scissor the legs so your left leg is a little further back than your right. Your knees can be soft. And then the extension, the focus, comes as we extend our left arm up and over our right. So you're just going to let your left arm drape over to the side. It should make contact with the floor. And then most people like to have their left hand kind of behind their right to really get into the lats. So close your eyes. Think about your left ribs, each little muscle between each and every rib. And as you rest here and allow your body to be heavy and relaxed on the floor, maybe consider the fact that every breath brings a little more length into those tiny little muscles between each rib. If you think about that train of fascia from your left hand fingertips all the way down to the outside edge of your left foot. Maybe you start to stretch your left leg out a little bit more, supporting it with your right. And you can play around a little bit with how you position your rib cage, meaning that maybe you want to open it up a little bit, or you feel it more in your right hip, maybe it's better or feels a little less intense if you're leaning forward. So again, pick what works for you. Restorative yoga, yin practice is so fantastic. Let's put our bodies into that parasympathetic, taking us out of our perpetual fight, flight, freeze mode. bolster in just the right spot under your ribs. Right arm up and over. Again, taking a moment to find those little tiny adjustments that you can make to get maybe more stretch in the shoulder or your lats. And again, if you think about the body as being connected via the fascia, you can extend that right leg a little bit more, reach out a little bit more into the right fingertips. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Slowly release your right arm around, push into your left. All right, our next stretch can be a little demanding on the hamstrings, but again, if you feel it within those first, 30 seconds, you're probably needing more support. So here's the deal. You're sitting on a blanket, but those ischial tuberosities, those sits bones are just on the edge, right? We want to get on top of them rather than being behind them. So you're going to use any combination here to come into a restorative forward fold. Okay, so I'm real stretchy, but I'm going to take this variation because it's 3 minutes. Okay, so heels out. You can rest your head to one side. Kind of hug your little platform that you made. And then try to relax everything. Relax the quadriceps down. Let the feet go neutral. And you may feel this more in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. You may feel it more in your back, in your extensor muscles. But just let that whole back body find some space. And then give that kind of energetic sense of surrender. Let your heart melt down towards the bolster. Let all your facial expression fall away. neck, turn your head the other direction. More deep breaths. You can push up back to a comfortable seat. All right, a little change here. We're going to take our blocks to the front of our mats and just have one bolster. And this is for our hip flexors. So we're going to come to a supported Anjaneyasana or lunge with your right foot forward and your left knee resting on the bolsters. This could be a little high, so maybe take them down to their second level. We won't be here a full 3 minutes. You guys will slowly cry. So I really want that to happen. Suzanne's like, yes, I would cry. So hip flexors, front of the hip, they take a hit whether you're very active, whether you've been hiking a bunch or biking, or strangely also the opposite. If you're sitting on the couch or driving in a vehicle a lot, the hip flexors really can shorten and become very, very aggravating. Now we're going to bring our blocks back with us. Start to straighten your right leg. Dorsiflex your right ankle. So pull your toes towards your shin. Draw your right sits bone up and back and extend your spine. Again, we won't be here 3 minutes. I'm taking this half split. Deep breaths. Slowly come on forward in between sides. You're gonna take your right foot back, and Suzanne, you let me know what you can do with this one with your knees. So we're gonna come into a couple different things. So you can come into just child's pose, which is a lot of flexion on your knees. Take your blanket and shove it under your knees, or maybe even that whole entire bolster back there. So this would be if you are limited or compromised because of surgeries for the flexion in your knees. You could have some underarm. We can take this blanket, we can roll it up like this and get it right in the fold of the knees, and then try to sit back. Here, I'll help you. so like, the material is slippery, you know? I think I'd rather a blanket for you. So you're gonna be in child's pose here for about a minute. And some of you will stay in child's pose. And then what we're working towards is a pose called frog, which is a big adductor and big hip moves. Really get that in there. Yeah. Left one does not want to. It's the right one. Is it the right one? Because it looks like this one is trying to go out more. Maybe it's because you're trying to stay on the blanket. Oh, now I see. Now I see. Good. To make sure there's enough space between your knees that your torso can comfortably lay down. So again, if toes together is the best, then that's fine. Next step would be to bring your knees a little bit wider. And then the third step would be to bring the inside edges of your feet down to the floor, so you're kind of laying on the blade of your foot. And the more your feet come out, of course, the more ask that is for your adductors, your inner thighs. Again, you're going to be here a bit, so. And then if you've walked those feet wide, then try dorsiflexing again, pulling your toes towards your shins. Yeah. I know, it's rude. It's kind of rude on the knees too. So if your knees are like, ow, this sucks, then just don't do it. Keep your feet in a little closer. Good. Ooh, everybody's restless in this one. Bring your feet back towards each other. It is hard. It is hard. Good. And then come on up, and then let's slide our bolster to a little bit more the right side of our mat and go back to hip flexors. So left foot forward this time, right knee on your bolster, sinking down. Right knee back a little bit, coming into that low lunge, dropping your pelvis down and forward, and then finding the less solar version of this and going down to more the lunar. So eyes closed, maybe your blocks go a little lower, maybe your chin drops a bit. Again, let the shape of the asana, the weight of gravity, and that constant breath do the work. You may notice that you're not symmetrical. You may have one side that's a little tighter, a little more stubborn than the other. That's just being a human. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. And then bring your blocks back with you. Straighten your left leg. Slide your left heel towards your body. Extend your spine long. And think about your left sits bone moving up a little bit and back more. Dorsiflexing your left ankle, pulling your toes towards your shin bone. Two more deep breaths. And slowly come forward and slide that left leg back. We're going to take our bolster between our legs, our blanket behind us, and we're going to come down onto our left side. So the bolster is sandwiched between your legs in order to keep your pelvis stable, because we tend to move the pelvis instead of the thoracic spine when we're trying to twist. So this bolster is locked in between our legs. Our right arm is over our left, palm to palm. And then you're going to trace a little line with your right hand fingertips up your left wrist, up to your elbow, up to your collarbone, across your chest, and over to the right. Now, if your arm didn't make it to the blanket, then you have blocks, you have another bolster, you have things that could hold up that right arm. But the pelvis stayed stable. So the rotation of this, the action of this is higher up in your spine. It's in your thoracic, that part of your spine that your rib cage is attached to. And twists are always a good opportunity to think about, what are you wringing out? What are you letting go of that no longer serves you? Again, where are you holding? Where are you gripping? Can you consciously let that go? switch sides, just keep your bolster sandwiched between your knees and roll over onto your right side. If you need something for your left arm, place it back there behind you and then come back onto your right side. Left palm on top of your right. Slowly trace a line across your right arm, across your chest, left arm over to your left. And as far as your head, that really just is determined by your shoulders, so let the head just kind of fall with the arm. Or if that bothers your neck, keep your head more in a neutral position. Again, you may have a different story on this side. So if you need to accommodate a tighter shoulder with a bolster or a block, just slide that under there. And let go of the grip. Two more deep breaths. Bend your left elbow. Slide your left hand back to your right and then push yourself up. So this next one, again, we won't be in it too awful long because it can be pretty intense. We're gonna separate the two blocks like a broken T, and to make it a little nicer, you could put your blanket over them. But this first block is gonna go right where you would have like a heart rate monitor strap, and then your second block is under your head. What your legs do don't really matter. Our focus is on our postural muscles right now. And this is the, the oh my gosh, I can't say it today. Say it, someone, quickly.
Antithesis.
Thank you, antithesis. Man, my tongue did not want to make that word today. Of technology, all right? So this is so good to do if you spend hours at a computer or maybe on your phone, crunched over, or even, again, back to driving and traveling. Anything that puts you in that forward round, this is the opposite of that. So let your elbows be heavy here. Hopefully they can make contact with the ground. Let your palms be soft, let your fingers curl in. If this is really intense for you, absolutely never have to stay in a pose to the point where you know, are miserable. So come out if you need to, maybe take a breather, go back in. We'll try to be here about 5 more full breaths. Right. Hands under your hips or near them. Push yourself up to a seat. So remember that one. Put that one in your back pocket because it's a good one. Okay, one block for this next one. And this one is really great if you have sciatica or if you've ever been told by like a chiropractor, oh, one leg's longer than the other. They all tell you that, don't they? But this is really good for kind of balancing out your pelvis if it's tipped a little to the side. So we're going to take our one block, press up into a bridge pose, and you're going to put that block right under your sacrum. So it's not down by your tailbone, your coccyx, it's not up in your lumbar spine. It's right across the part of your spine that's still fused. And you can kind of walk your feet out a little bit so that your ankles are not under your knees, but rather in front of them. Really directing the weight of your body down to the block. When I had a sciatica really bad when I was pregnant, I'll never forget going to a acupuncturist, and she had put some needles in me and did all this stuff to try to help my sciatica. And then we did this on a block, and I literally felt my whole pelvis like do a thunk, you know, and adjust. So it's good stuff. Bring your right foot in a little closer towards your block and extend your left leg out again. Similar to what we did when we started, but now with some more intensity. So feel the hip flexors, especially that big one, the iliopsoas. You may actually feel this all the way up like under your abdominals where that iliopsoas originates. And then bend your left knee, slide it in closer to the block, and extend your right leg. Bend your right knee, bring your right foot back under your right knee, both feet flat, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, slide the block away, and then find your bolster. And we're gonna do same thing with the bolster, slide it under your sacrum. At this time, we're gonna take a little legs up the wall without the wall. So extend your legs legs straight up, ankles stack over your hips. And just breathe. You can point and flex. Do some circles. We got some good cracky ankles this afternoon. And go the other way. So that synovial fluid in the joints is usually what creates that little snapping sound. Some people think it's like bones, but good news, it's just fluid moving around. And then where we started, bring the soles of your feet together. Let your heels drop down towards your pelvis. You gotta support your knees with your hands if you want. You can also extend your legs straight out into a straddle. Slowly bring your legs straight back up. Pausing one more time there. If you like a little plow pose, you can grab your toes and pull your straight legs towards you a little bit. If you got your toes, slowly release them one foot at a time. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Again, lift your hips, sliding your bolster out from under them. And then this time, we're going to take our two bolsters and prop them right under your knees. Take your blanket, now that it's cooled down a little bit, and put your blanket right over all your vital organs. Turn your palms again to face the ceiling. Slide one shoulder blade at a time underneath you so they get a little closer to your spine. So you have that natural opening in your chest. And take a big breath in and hold it. And open your mouth and audibly sigh out. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in and hold it. Open your mouth, audible sigh, all the way out till there's nothing left to expel. Again, feel the weight of your body. Comfortably sinking down into the surfaces beneath you. In your mind's eye, imagine a really comfortable place to lay down. Maybe it's a very soft bed. Maybe it's a sandy beach. Perhaps it's a attention back to your breath. Letting any visualization that you may have been in drift away. Know that you can always return to that state of peace and presence. It doesn't take a yoga mat or a room or a special teacher. It just takes a few moments of intent. So as you start to draw in deeper breaths, imagine every breath filled with a little more life and energy and vitality. Maybe pick a color that you associate with energy and life, health, hope, whatever your intention was an hour ago. And as you breathe in, see that color in your mind's eye. Imagine it running in through the very crown of your head, being pulled down into your face, your throat, down your collarbones and shoulders and arms and fingers. Wiggle fingers, maybe seeing that color. See that color run down through your torso, into all your vital organs, down into your pelvis, through your hips and legs, knees, ankles, feet and toes, wiggling your toes. And just stretch a little bit more, feeling every breath waking you up, charging you up. And then when you're ready, slowly roll to your right side or left. Right is more solar, left is more lunar. Pause on your side. And then use your hands, your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, gathering your hands together at the center of your heart to Anjali Mudra. Heart Mudra. May the benefits of your practice this evening be felt further than just this class. Your nervous system thank you by being a little more calm, a little less reactive this evening. Have a wonderful one. Namaste. 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 Thanks, everybody. Everybody calm and chill now.